Welcome to Chai After Dark, everyone. Okay. Welcome to. I don't know what happened there. Okay, welcome to Chai After Dark, everyone. I'm Shabnam, and I'm here with my co-host Sameem, as usual. What's going on, Sameem?
You know, sometimes you say "as usual," and it's kind of like "as usual."
Oh, really? Do I say it like it's like God, you again?
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
Sorry.
dun, dun.
Oh man.
What are we recording today?
Today we're recording season 2, episode 1 of Succession.
Damn.
So we have made it through season 1 and we are starting the next season. We're getting set up for what's going to come in this crazy roller coaster ride.
Man, these people are nothing if not gluttons for punishment. The kids.
Yeah.
After watching this episode, I'm like, if that was my dad, I'd be long gone. With $500 million, I'd be White Lotusing it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You're so right. I know. It's kind of crazy. Do you want to talk about what you did this weekend?
Do I seem a little tired?
It's just a smidge, but you're doing good.
Yeah. So I used to listen to this band in the 90s called Oasis. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
Last night, I went to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and I took Sophie, my daughter, everyone. I don't know. I don't have a lot of words because I may or may not have lost my shit when they played one of these songs that I used to listen to in the 90s, and it hit me with so much nostalgia that I was glad that Sophie was standing in front of me so she doesn't know that I lost my shit. But the lady next to me was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I don't know. I used to listen to the song," and then she gave me a piece of gum. And that helped a lot. It helped a lot. Like I was.
What kind of gum was that?
It was like extra mint or something. But then she gave Sophie one too. But I don't think Sophie knew the reason. And then her husband was like losing his mind as well. So overall, the vibes were like biblical. 90,000 people or 60,000 people. I don't know. At the Rose Bowl, I saw Vince Vaughn. I saw James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich from Metallica. They were in the VIP pit. I saw some like influencers that looked familiar, but I didn't give a shit. Right behind us was Billie Eilish and her brother, I think, and then Kristen Stewart. It was like celebrity sighting central because it was the first night of Oasis, but Oasis didn't give a shit. The guy, during the last song, as it was fading out, he leaves, gets off the stage, gets into a suburban SUV and leaves.
Oh, wow.
And then one of the guitarists was like, "We only see him, the singer, if we perform." They rehearse separate.
Wow.
Because they hate each other. That's why Oasis broke up in the mid-2000s. So they're keeping their distance from each other. But, you know, a $500 million tour will do that. Act nice.
Wow, that's intense. I'm still curious about you losing your shit. Because I feel like if I had some crazy nostalgia of the 90s or early 2000s, I would lose my shit too. Because, I mean, it's like listening to an emotional song and looking at old pictures, you really get sucked back into the time. You know, I don't know. That's a little traumatic.
I think we have some younger listeners, but when you're in your 40s, you don't think about everything that happens to you in your teens and 20s on a daily basis. So it comes at you in a wave, especially an album that I listened to on repeat from like 1994 all the way to like 2004, 2-3 albums of theirs, and they played all their hits. Yeah, it comes out in a wave. I wasn't sad. I wouldn't even say I was overtly happy. I was pretty middle of the road. I think it's just a human nature kind of thing. Kind of how like Stu looks at Kendall at the end of this episode and he's like, this is a human thing. You can stop saying, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I had somebody in my life. That's how they communicated.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Should we get into it? Everybody go check out Oasis if you can. I think they're done with the U.S. LA was their last date. So you guys are shit out of luck unless you want to go to Mexico City this weekend. I would do it if I was a big Oasis fan and I wasn't able to see them in the United States. Y'all should pop out to Mexico City this weekend and go see them.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. This is, like I said, season 2, episode 1 of Succession, called The Summer Palace. So it starts out where Kendall is soaking in a hot tub in a recovery facility. He's like really taking it in. And we don't have a sense of how long has he been there for. Is it 2 hours? Is it like 2 months? We don't really know. But all we see is some kind of Viking guy who literally his name is Ragnar comes up to him. And Ragnar basically wants to take him out of the facility. And he says he wants to stay because apparently he's only been there for 48 hours. But Ragnar insists that they go to work. I was like, wow. His dad is so psychologically manipulative. He's like, you've done this terrible thing. We need to get you the hell out of here. Okay, cool off for 2 days. As soon as his brain kind of turns off and he switches to like, okay, I'm going to try to like get my shit together and get off drugs. It's like, nope, just come out and like, now you perform for me like I tell you to. I was like, damn.
This episode is a masterclass on manipulation.
Yeah.
Master class. This episode in particular, I thought, and I texted you before this episode started. I said I didn't like this episode, but I understand that they are setting up for season 2 all the shenanigans that are going to happen. But each description that you are going to go through with Logan Roy and one of the kids, he's just manipulating them throughout the entire episode.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah.
Ragnar, isn't Ragnar from Thor? One of those Marvel movies, Ragnarok. That's totally a Thor movie. Chapterdark at chapterdark.com. If anybody's into Marvel, tell us.
Maybe, but also Ragnar is like one of the characters in like The Last Kingdom and the Vikings and stuff on Netflix because Ragnar's like a really popular Viking name. I think it's like Norway or whatever.
Sounds like a name in that region. Is Iceland considered near Norway and Sweden? Because geographically it's not anywhere near them because Greenland is so huge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also,
where's this palace, the summer palace? That's a little confusing as well. A lot of questions from this episode.
Well, isn't it the palace where they all stay at, the vacation home of the family?
Yeah, it seems a little strange because that's where they take him.
So basically, Ragnar insists that Kendall leave, and then Ragnar says they want Kendall to go on TV and publicly pull out of the bear hug deal. And apparently this is coming from Logan, but all of this kind of seems suspicious. So they take him in a car first, right?
Yeah,
they take him in a car.
He's in the middle of nowhere in Iceland. So they get him out of the middle of nowhere in Iceland, and before he leaves, he's like, well, I have like a mud bath in 30 minutes or so. Am I able to do that? And Ragnar's like, no, you got to come with me.
Yeah.
Kendall really needed his mud bath. Have you had a mud bath, by the way?
No.
Or anything like that?
No.
I
haven't had a mud bath.
But you've had massages, obviously, right?
Of course. Massages, hot tub, like whatever, but
all
mud bath, no.
What is it? I'm very curious because when I was in Phoenix, last weekend or 2 weekends ago, I did the whole spa day at one of these expensive resorts, and I was literally at the spa for like 6 hours by myself because everybody's in the female section and I'm by myself in the men's section. But the lady was like, if you want to do a full-on treatment, kind of like what Kendall is getting here, she's like, you should come back up and do the mud treatment. It's only $450 or something like that. I'm like, no, I'm all right. I'm just going to go sit in the sauna for free. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I just find it strange. Why is it cool to put mud in all your crevices? I don't get it.
You don't want dirty in your crevices? I'm sorry, dude. That was out of bounds.
Yeah. Usually when people shower, you want to get dirt off. This is like, let's put dirt everywhere.
They probably wipe you down afterwards, right? Kendall.
I'm sure, but
you think
what's
Kendall
the point?
hasn't had the best? Kendall's had the best steak, the best cocaine, apparently, because that scene is coming as well. He's had the best everything, and he wants a mud bath. That's why I'm curious. And it costs a lot more than a massage, so... Yeah.
He should just go hang out with his dad. That's a good enough mud bath, honestly.
He gets shit. They get shit on so much. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when he gets to this TV appearance, they instruct him to say he saw both plans for the future of Waystar, but his dad's was better. And he gets stressed out and he ends up getting a bloody nose because he's like literally going from a hot tub to like this pressureful interview. This is so mind fucking. It's insane to me.
You kill somebody like literally 2 days. I understand Kendall didn't kill him, but you're involved in a pretty serious situation. And like 4 days later, you're like, yeah, my dad cucked me, and he's just like, he did pretty good. I will say he did good, but it's all lies, obviously, because he was forced to do it. But I think it helped. But man, I've been on TV like that with a camera facing at you like once or twice for a couple things I did in tech, and it's really unnerving because you're not talking to anybody. So good for Kendall for being able to do that in his non-mud bath state.
Interesting. So he gets his stuff together and he goes on live TV. He doesn't look impressive to me, but apparently, like now from your
I thought he did all right. I don't know.
Yeah. He's at first he was stuttering, but then he does get his shit together and he delivers the message pretty like soundly. So Shiv and Tom are listening from their luxury yacht. They're like watching it live on their phone, and they're on this luxury yacht for their honeymoon. And then we see Roman. He calls Shiv and he says, Kendall looks like a fucking joke, but what would an average Joe think? Yeah. Like he thinks an average Joe is stupider than him, which is hilarious. I mean, I don't know. Maybe an average Joe is. I don't know. Who knows? And then meanwhile, Logan Roy is listening to the interview in a board meeting and he says, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing my son has done right in his fucking life.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Wow. No kids. I mean, he beats his kids, right? Logan Roy doesn't like Kendall's kids. So I don't know, man. This is like, that's why I started this episode by saying everything is manipulation, including that statement, even if Kendall's not there.
Exactly.
And then while they're like listening to Kendall on the TV station coming through on the Wi-Fi that they're not supposed to have, by the way, Tom and Shiv on the yacht on their honeymoon. Tom is like, should we go home? And Shiv is like, no, I don't want to. Do you? And Tom's like, no, I don't want to. And then Shiv asks again, do you want to? She wants to leave. She wants to leave the honeymoon.
She loves her work more than him 100%. Her
what do you
work
think?
And her
like,
family.
So I have a little story here. It's not like anything great, but it's hilarious to me. I had this friend / coworker who still works at the same company that I worked at for many years. And one time I messaged him just for something random, and he responded within 7 or 8 minutes. Because it's iMessage, you have your iPhone, I totally get it. And he's like, yeah, but I'm on my honeymoon right now. I'm like, what? Why are you responding about some stupid ass contract that we didn't have anything in our tech lives that required this sort of diligence and or attention, you know? And he responded, I was like, I can't believe you're talking to me about this on your honeymoon. You could have just left it alone, you know? I would have found out the answer somewhere else.
Yeah, okay, I get that that's really lame, but I think this is just a boundary thing again, right? I feel like because of my dad being sick, it just requires like a different kind of involvement with your family. It's almost like my dad is, in a sense, like a kid that me and my siblings and my mom have to take care of. So after I got married, we started having some things to deal with and some drama with that. And I had to figure out how much to engage and how much to disengage, because it's like, well, now you're married and that person's supposed to be your family. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Before her marriage, she'd be like, dude, I'm just going to go back. This is what's happening. But now she's in this marriage with Tom and she's like, oh, I guess we're supposed to stay here. So I guess I'll stay here. But she also doesn't like him. So that's different.
She said she liked him in the last episode. What are you talking about? She was so nice to him after they got married. And then she was like, oh, by the way, I had an affair. After they got married.
Yeah.
You already called her out on the last episode.
Yeah, I already called her out. Yeah, she's crazy. Okay, so Roman basically is saying that Kendall neutered himself to the world. Kendall flies back and is taken by a motorcycle back to New York, not to rehab.
Yeah. But why the motorcycle? It seemed weird, right? Because he's like, do you have my motorcycle? And then they wouldn't let him drive it. So he got chauffeured like a baby.
Yeah. Like he sat in the back and like.
But there was cars following him, so I don't understand. Do you understand why he's taking the motorcycle?
No, I was wondering that too. I don't get this whole motorcycle thing. I don't know.
From the jet, he like gets off the jet from Iceland or wherever he's coming from, or the interview was done in Iceland remotely because they had their whole remote setup. So. That's where it was done. When he gets back on his private jet, he doesn't get into the Suburbans. He gets into the motorcycle. He gets onto the motorcycle, and then, I don't know, maybe he gets like a sense of thrill or something.
Or maybe it's like a decoy, because it's
not
like, why would you? Yeah, that's what I think too. He's not that important. I don't know. Not anymore. Weird.
Yeah, anyways, okay. And the motorcycle makes a return appearance, by the way, in this episode. So that's why I'm like sort of confused about everything that happened. The motorcycle, I cannot figure out. Chai After Dark at chaiafterdark.com.
Yeah, let us know. So he's standing in front of Waystar office and he walks in and everyone is whispering. He walks into his dad's office and Logan says, "Oh, look, it's Mr. Potato Head, my plastic adversary. Welcome to the bunker." It's like, dude, he's so embarrassing and so rude. And I don't know.
I like your note. Okay, but also, what a mind fuck. He was sent to rehab and then taken out. You're totally right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Look, I don't have anybody in rehab in my life. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm not saying anything like that at all. I just don't know what goes into it. But I do know that it's a very traumatizing experience, especially if you need it. And Kendall obviously needed it. And the dad is like, who cares, dude? He literally says in the rest of the episode, too, doesn't he say you were fucking off? And he's like, Dad, I was in rehab. Like,
yeah, yeah. It's so insane. It's so insane. So Logan tells his CFO that he should have seen this coming, but thanks Kendall for the TV interview. He then kicks everyone out except the CFO and Kendall. And what does he say, Sameem?
You can get the ground pounders out. Do you know what he means, right? Anyone that's an actual worker better get the fuck out of my office so I can yell at Kendall and the CFO. And the ground pounders got out quick.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So Logan then tells Kendall he's going to pump him for information using a piñata analogy. I didn't even get, I was like,
this episode is chock filled with one-liners. It's, he's going to beat his own son like a piñata.
No, he said, I'm going to rip you limb from limb and get the information out or something like more violent like that. I was like, dude, these people are freaking insane.
Let's stop here for a second. I have a quick thought.
What?
So, life is what you make of it, right? So if you want to have fun at Oasis, go have fun at Oasis. If you and Brian want to go get couples massages, go get your couple massages and have a great time, right? I don't think Logan Roy has ever had fun. I don't think he's ever swung at a piñata. So he thinks you grab a piñata and you rip its head off. You rip its arms off. You rip its legs off. And then you get all the candy and the sugar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever done anything fun. So he can't even use a piñata analogy. He has to make it super extreme and violent because that's just his mindset, So this piñata, I don't know, I'm riffing, but it seems like the motherfucker doesn't know that if you're at a party, children's party, like me and would know what to do, right? Like we're normal people. He would have a baseball bat. A piñata would be hanging down and there'd be a bunch of people having fun. And who the fuck knows what Logan Roy would do, right? He'd probably beat someone's head off with that baseball bat like he pees on floors and shit. So I just don't think this character's ever had fun in his life.
I think you're right, but I feel like they should make a show of a prequel, like Logan Roy when he was a kid and like what happened. Like maybe was his dad just... Yeah, was his dad just like a freaking psychopath that would beat his ass constantly? And has he always been crotchety, or is this an old man thing? Was he like super debaucherous and would he have like so much fun? What was he like with Connor's mom versus what he was like with the other kids' moms that we met last season? Yeah. So I don't know. I think that'd be interesting.
Jesse Armstrong, if you're listening, can you give us a call? We have ideas.
Yeah, we have ideas.
And Mike White,
100%.
We know you've heard the podcast. Yeah. We have ideas about White Lotus season 4 as well, which is going to be filmed in France, by the way, 2026. Everybody,
France or Egypt? I thought it was supposed to take place in Egypt.
Sorry, listeners, we're derailing into a cross promo. Go back and listen to our White Lotus episodes. We can definitively say people from White Lotus have listened to that podcast, right, Shabnam?
Yes, 100%.
There you go. And we are 100% doing season 4 next year. Mike White, Jesse Armstrong, come at us.
Come at us.
Jesse Armstrong is Succession and Mountainhead, not White Lotus. For the listeners.
Okay, so then Logan says, when did they first approach you? Did it take them time to convince you, or did you open your legs on the first date?
I opened my legs, Dad.
So Kendall spills all the beans and basically, he propositioned them is basically what he should have said, Dad. He tells them Stu thinks Logan will negotiate, but Sandy thinks it'll be hostile. So he also tells his dad that he told their PR team what his dad's medications are and that his dad hit his son and that Logan peed on the floor of Kendall's office.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I didn't know, the kid's name is Iverson because he was like, "You hit Iverson." I'm like, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, shout out AI. So Logan, we keep talking about manipulation, right?
Yeah.
Kendall's back. Kendall's in the office. He's with the current CFO and Logan. And then they don't want Kendall anywhere near any decision making. So they basically just say, you're going to call investors and you just check in with them, right? So he says,
Yeah.
fuck off. We'll put you somewhere. Investor relations. Pour some cold beers on this shit. And then Carolina, who has been in season 1, you know, she doesn't really do much except shuttle them around. He asks her for, hey, where's Jess? Is that a good Kendall impression, by the way?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Hey, where's Jess? You know, she used to help me with things. You know, like I used to use her for a source. And then right away I was like, oh, he's trying to get cocaine from a business person at Waystar.
That's
right?
insane.
That's I think that's what he was referring to, because then Carolina's kind of like, okay, I don't know. You just did this television interview. You got flown back to New York. Your dad's like yelling at you, telling you to fuck off, and then he needs the bump. And he even tells her that he's clean, but you're not clean.
Yeah, that is.
I think it kind of went quick, but it's it's obviously showing that Kendall is not better whatsoever. I mean, he just killed a kid with his actions.
Yeah, I don't think he's better at all. I think he might even be like worse now.
That's the whole point. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're showing him struggle. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So then Logan Roy has dinner with his advisor, who tells him that he should sell because there's blood in the water. Mm-hmm. So this is an advisor that Logan picked, that Logan respects. And so Logan wants to drag out the negotiation and choose a successor, but his advisor says that's not good enough.
Yeah, this is the one time you see Logan trusting someone else and saying, you tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And then the advisor goes pretty lengthily, right? Because Logan is like, you need to tell me your opinion. What the fuck am I paying you for? And the advisor says, I don't want to give you an opinion that goes against yours, because everyone's afraid of Logan Roy, and Logan Roy forces him to do it. So the advisor says, tech is here. Tech is going to kill you. There's only 1 to 2 legacy media businesses around. Sandy, the guy that's trying to overtake Waystar, is overbidding out of spite.
Yeah. Interesting. So Roman goes and eventually does a press conference with Asia.
This scene is so stupid. Like, they cut to a scene after Kendall gets chastised by his dad, and Roman is sitting at a conference table with a few other people from Waystar and their Asian cohorts, I'm assuming. And this is in reference to the rocket launch from season 1. And I love how Succession is playing this rocket launch as just some goofy ass thing just to make Roman look stupid, right? The rocket launch actually doesn't matter in the context of the show, right?
Right.
It's all about Roman being a complete fucking idiot. And he gives like such a canned answer. One of the reporters is like, hey, Roman, I have a question for you. When is the investigation going to start, and can you tell us what happened? And he gives the most canned answer of all time. He's just like, oh, we're going to start the investigation right away. We take this very seriously. And then as he's giving the answer, they keep playing the explosions on the TV behind the panelists. And it's like, okay, well, you can't get away from this because we can continue to see the explosion over and over and over. And Roman, while he's supposedly doing this super important launch stuff, gets a text from the dad, from Logan Roy, and he's like, I'm gonna sell. So they don't give a fuck about this rocket launch. They don't care about anything other than
they
the
don't
money.
care at all.
It's so funny. It's like you're literally sitting there where so many people in the world would love to sit, and they don't give a fuck. They don't understand how privileged they are. It's all about additional consumption and additional power. And this scene, it's like halfway into the episode, and it just sort of hit me, and I was like, bro, you're in charge of this TV station, this rocket launch, all this shit. And everyone's like, well, what about my 500 million that's coming? Overconsumption has been like bothering me, and billionaire status. We talk about it all the time, but this is like insanely, it's not even privilege. There's no word for this, I feel like.
Yeah. It's just lack of empathy is part of it, but you're right. And then just then he gets a text from Logan where Logan says he's selling.
So then they show Tom and Shiv again, and they're ready to fucking come back. I don't. What are they gonna do? Fuck each other on the honeymoon? They ain't fucking, dude. I mean, we know who they're fucking. They showed us already. Tom's fucking Roman's girlfriend. I don't. What do you want? Right?
It was a closed loop system.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if you want to go honeymoon with your wife after that. It sounds a little vanilla.
Totally. So then Greg meets with Kendall at the penthouse and he's like, wow, this is an awesome penthouse. And Kendall's like, yeah, whatever. All the good ones are taken because it's fashion week. And he's like, okay.
It was amazing. What do you think is a bad penthouse in New York City? Like size, lack of toilets? What would it be?
I don't know.
It's another privilege thing. This is what I think they go into the scene from Roman right into Kendall. It's not even privilege, Shabnam. It's just the most asinine, ridiculous amount of consumption you can possibly imagine, right? And then Greg comes in with more consumption.
Yeah. And so then basically Greg is like, okay, well, here's the Coke that you asked me to get for you. And he tastes it. He puts it on his finger and he licks it. He's like, this is the worst Coke I've had. And Greg is like, well, I got it from the park. And Kendall's like, this is terrible. Greg, he's like, okay, do you want me to take it back? And Kendall's like, yeah, go take it back and get a refund with the receipt you have. He's like making fun of him.
I think this is a plot hole, by the way. How did he go from asking Katerina, asking where Jess is, and then Greg shows up with the Coke?
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a plot hole. They don't say how it came to be Greg's responsibility to get this Coke, but also I'm like, I don't understand Greg's character. Why is he doing any and everything for all these terrible people? I mean, I think he's like, is he like an undercover agent or like what is going on here?
It's a power move. When you're at the bottom, you need to do what people say, but you also need to protect yourself. And that's what he's doing with the cruise line stuff. I think Greg is the one person that's playing it smart. Shiv doesn't know what her dad's up to. Kendall definitely doesn't know. Roman is a complete moron and Connor is buying penises. So
yeah,
it's Greg. I have a theory. So I haven't seen the show past this, right? In the past.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's actually going to be a successor, but I don't think it's going to be one of the kids.
Yeah. We shall see. I like your note that Kendall says, I'll be lucky to have nostrils left. If my septum falls out, I'll make you eat my septum. Ew. They're so weird. They're so weird with Greg, too.
Listen, I think we did some rant on cocaine, me, not you, in the past on a few episodes. But if you have to say your septum is about to fall out, would you lean down and take a hit of Coke? I don't actually know what it's called, like a hit of Coke or a bump or a line of Coke. I don't know what does this mean. Whatever. I don't know the actual terminology, but if you have to say that, why would you do it? That should be enough for you to not do it.
I mean, I think that then it wouldn't be an addiction.
I get it. Yeah, I'm being a little facetious, but I'm also... That's disgusting. I don't think I would put anything into my body I found at a park, including a human being or something. Like anybody or anything.
That's hilarious. Only the ones you find at work and biology labs
called
or something,
out.
Apparently. Called out.
I met my third ex-wife at Oasis last night, dude. She was amazing. I just didn't get her number.
Oh, too bad. Is she the one that gave you the gum?
No, that lady was with her husband next to us. They were amazing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually talk to this lady. She just looked like very intriguing, and I would like to say hello, but I'm not going to hit on women also while my daughter's around.
Yeah,
I did get offered weed quite a lot in front of my daughter, and then I looked at these dudes, and like, that's my daughter, and they're like, oh my God, they thought we were together or something, right? So he not like that. I think we don't look that far in age, so that's why. But then he like pulled me aside a little bit, and he's like, you're such a good dad. Bro, you are fucked up on beer and weed and you're falling apart, but you can recognize that I'm a good dad. And I think that's why I was very emotional, because that's the second person that told me that last night.
They're like, you're a good dad because you're not smoking weed in front of your daughter.
That's exactly what he meant. Yeah, that's like his barometer.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So back at Logan's vacation house, the staff is prepping for a party. So this is what I think is the summer palace. And it's like their vacation, like summer house. And all the kids arrive separately. Shiv and Roman take a walk on the property and discuss what the fallout will mean. Meanwhile, everyone in the house is trying to figure out what this funky smell is.
And I can smell it through the TV, by the way, because they made it a big deal. And I was like, what the fuck is this smell?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm like,
know.
I would think about it. You're going on a family vacation or with Brian, you walk into an Airbnb and it smells like shit. Come on, I'm actually surprised that Logan and Marsha didn't lose their shit initially. You know what I mean? Like they actually like looked for the smell.
Yeah. So again, this is where we see your favorite motorcycle, Sameem.
Why is Kendall arriving a second time on a motorcycle in this episode?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Weird.
I'm like, is that a fresh air thing?
And not even a motorcycle that he's driving himself. He has a chauffeur for it. Like
they should. You know what they should do? They should go back to Germany in 1930s and get a sidecar and put him in it.
Yeah, seriously.
And then he can just fucking go kart around New York City. He's the number one boy, right? He's Logan's special boy.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
So Shiv and Roman are lighthearted arguing, and then she says he's blowing up and he was acting normal. And then they get into it, and he basically ends by saying she's a bitch. Those two siblings are on this walk outside, right? Eventually they're going to run into Kendall, but we keep cutting back and forth to try to figure out what the smell inside is. So Logan says it smells. Logan?
It's disgusting. That's why you can smell it. They're describing it.
Yeah, Logan says it smells like a cheese guy came and left his dick in the brie.
Oh, man. And that's, you know what? That's not a saying. That's a literal thing. That's probably happened to Logan Roy because he's such an asshole.
This is another phallic symbol. We should count the phallic references.
No, we're well past that. It's got to be in the 10,000s at this point, only in 10. There's like 1,000 per episode. Also, not to keep going back to overconsumption, but why the fuck would you have a cheese guy? Come on, let's stop this. Like, we need to stop billionaires from spending money. A cheese guy, you shouldn't have a cheese guy. A cheese guy should be for everybody. It should be a public person that serves everyone cheese. I'm so sick of this, like, exclusive, I don't know, brie cheese club that we're not a part of.
It's so weird.
And when I say cheese, I mean money, everybody.
Oh, cool, because I didn't get that. So thanks.
I wrapped all that around.
You did. It came full circle. So then we see Marsha. She asks Kendall how he's doing and how his time away was, which is also weird. She's mind fucking him too now because like she knows he was only there for 2 days and she making
thinks it
him
should
feel
be over.
like shit.
Oh, you're rehab.
No.
Hey, you've been hooked on drugs forever. 2 days. Get the fuck back to the house. No more rehab for you. I'm just joking. She didn't do that. That's a Logan Roy thing.
That's a Logan Roy thing, but she kind of did it in a nice way. She's like, oh, the little bitch is back. I feel like that's what it was. It's got to be. Like, why would she even say that to him?
Have you seen Game of Thrones, by the way?
Yeah.
You know how that guy turns into Reek?
Oh, the one
Castrate
that abuses. Yeah.
He turns into their little bitch. This is what they're doing to Kendall. Because look, you know
right.
what she says?
Yeah.
She says, you're a strong boy. Yeah. Out of difficult times come strong men. Come on.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to call a 40-year-old man a boy? It's a Reek thing. They're trying to get him to think that he's a little boy. And he's like, maybe I am.
Yeah, and then those kinds of people, either they come out swinging or they just get completely destroyed. And I think they know they're destroying him.
Yeah, because then they're like, okay, we just called you a little boy. And then now they're like, hey, Colin, their advisor, not their advisor, but their, what would you call someone? He does everything for them. He's been in a few episodes. He pulls Kendall aside and he's like, I need to tell you about what happened in the UK and where we're at. So
it's the handler. And I feel like all this is calculated, I bet. They're hitting him with so much.
Because she's like, let me say this to him. Let Logan Roy call him a boy first. And now let's throw Colin in to show him that, hey, we took care of you, little boy.
Yeah. So basically he's like their handler / security person, whatever. And he basically tells Kendall that the UK coroner is investigating, but they believe that the guy was traveling on his own. The guy that died, the waiter from the wedding. And Colin, the handler, asks if there are any other questions that Kendall has. And Kendall says no, but you can tell like this is all hitting him really hard and he's going to run for some more drugs.
Yeah. And one thing that Colin mentioned that I think hit Kendall really hard was Colin says he unbuckled his seatbelt because he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
So he was alive on impact. And you brought this up. Kendall could have saved him.
Yeah.
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 So it is, he was easily savable. Because if Kendall got out, it feels like that guy could have got out. And UK coroner knows that. And then Colin says, UK ruling will be death by misadventure. Have you heard of that?
No, but it sounds like manslaughter, like the UK version of that.
Oh,
like
no. I was under the impression that it was accidental, not manslaughter or anything like that. Accidental as in complete exoneration.
Yeah, complete exoneration of Kendall because they don't even think that Kendall was in the car, right? Yeah.
Oh, they
so
know,
I think
right?
You're what you're saying.
But Colin and Logan Roy know that Kendall was in the car.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking
UK
about
police.
the UK. The UK police. Yeah. Then we see Kendall goes out for a walk on the property and he runs into Shiv and Roman, who were already bitching at each other outside. So they are, of course, ready and waiting for him to show up to totally roast him. And Roman asks if Logan is really going to sell. And Kendall says he doesn't know. The siblings ask him why he pulled out. And he says, Dad's plan was better. I changed my mind. And of course, they don't believe him for 1 second. And they're like, you're like a sex robot that Dad likes to fuck. And I was like, that is kind of true. I know.
But why like that?
Yeah. It's
I mean,
harsh,
what's the point?
true.
Like, what's the point? Like, say something else. And that wasn't the only one-liner. I didn't write all of them down, but they went after Kendall pretty hard in this scene. There was like 8 zingers that they got him on, and he's just stone-faced. Dad's plan was better.
Yeah, exactly. And he just takes it and he doesn't tell them anything. And then he apologized to Shiv for ruining her wedding because she's pissed about that too. And then she gets all weird because they're not used to each other apologizing. Because, I mean, who's ever learned about apology in their childhood? So she's like, how dare you apologize to me? And then she gets annoyed because of that. Like they want him to fight back. And he can't, though. He doesn't have it in him. It's really crazy.
That's how they communicate. They don't communicate normally.
Yeah.
And Kendall is a little boy, right? He's like, he's getting reeked in this episode.
Yeah. So then we see back inside the saga of the smell. Marcia goes into Logan's office and tells him they found the source of the smell. And Marcia asks him, but are you going to sell? Tell me that before we go into this smell situation. And Logan asks Marcia what she thinks. And she says, maybe you should sell. You're old. You've not been well. And that's kind of that on that. But I'm wondering if she wants him to sell to get her money too. I don't know.
I have no idea because her son's involved too, but she doesn't really say anything. She doesn't give her opinion other than he's old. So it could also be a manipulation tactic, calling Logan Roy old, that he can't do it.
Yeah.
I think that's her way of saying don't sell, but it's manipulation.
Oh,
I don't know
it's
if
like
Jesse
a reverse.
Armstrong. Yeah, I don't know if the writer was going for that, but to me it seems like she's like, you old motherfucker, you can't do this.
Yeah, and she knows that kind of shit would motivate someone like that. Yeah, that's interesting. So apparently the source of the smell is that there's some kind of dog stuck in the chimney and it was dead and rotting. So Logan yells at everyone and he's like, get all this food out of here. I want pizza rather than this like expensive seafood and steak that they were
I don't
preparing.
blame him. He has the consumption money power to do it. And I don't know if I would throw out an entire 8-course meal, but they show the staff throwing all the steak and lobster into trash cans outside.
Yeah, which is crazy. Why can't the staff just eat it?
Because it has rotted dog smell on it. I don't know.
Oh.
Does steak permeate smells? Because if you dry age
I don't think
a
so.
ribeye, it does pick up that scent. But I don't know how long that
Yeah.
raccoon or dog has been in there, so we don't get that finality.
Well, yeah. So eventually they show it and it's like filled with maggots
so
and it's like
fucking
stuck
gross.
in the yeah, so disgusting. So they get the pizza and they put it all on the table and everybody has dinner and Logan tells everyone at dinner, we need to discuss this bear hug. Should we cash out and get out of the casino Or if we do fight, I need to tell the board who I want to take over. And Kendall says, I think you should fight. You're the man, the myth, the legend. What the hell is he on right now?
He's
like
on
sports announcer?
I'm a complete fucking tool. I ruined my entire life and daddy help me.
Yeah.
That's all he's on.
So, yeah, exactly. So then the kids are all upset about Kendall, but Logan keeps them on track. And Tom says he should stay on.
Logan, yeah. Tom
Logan,
is the
he
first
says,
one to speak because Roman was like, I'm not giving my public opinion.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Because Roman's such a little bitch.
Well,
he just wants to.
Yeah.
He just wants to kiss ass of the winner, and he doesn't really have the judgment to determine who is going to be the winner. So then Willa says to sell. And I'm like, why is she even talking? Like, I don't understand.
She said selling would be cool. And then
yeah.
Roman was like, oh, Willa said it would be cool. And Connor tells Roman to shut the fuck up. But
yeah,
Willa definitely should not be there.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, like, I'm not comparing myself to Willa because I'm actually married to my husband. And
Shabnam the sugar baby over here.
And I've never been an escort that was like recruited.
Why are you saying this?
Like, whatever. Because I'm just saying, if I was sitting in the room and my in-laws are having a conversation about what they should do with their family business, I wouldn't be like, I think it'd be really cool if you XYZ. It's like, who the fuck asked you?
Kids won't talk, so Willa. I do think that certain spouses speak for their spouse, and maybe Willa wants to do that for Connor.
You know which ones do? The fucking annoying ones. And
I know.
All need to be quiet.
Look, I don't think people liked what we said about Marcia and how I don't know if she's a gold digger or what. They haven't even shown us how they met. So I just think when you have an individual goal, business, it doesn't have to be money related. It's always good to ask for advice, like how Logan was asking for the advisor's advice. But to bring people in that have clear agendas, then what sort of advice are you going to get? And that's why I'm saying he shouldn't be asking his own kids. But the reason why Logan Roy is asking is because he's using all of this as manipulation, information for himself.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. He's asking them to peg them where they are, basically, I think.
Emphasis on the pegging.
Okay, so this is where Logan is like, let me take each and every one of you kids into my office and talk to you individually. So first he asks them publicly what their opinion is. Now he's like, I want to talk to each of you individually and make a decision going from there. So while Roman is in with his dad, Tom and Shiv have the conversation, and Tom gives his opinions about not wanting to be in Parks and Cruises. And then Roman comes out and basically is like, he asked me to run the company. And then he's like, Dad has cancer. And then he's like, I'm kidding. Am I? And like, basically, he's just being a dick.
Yeah, I like how he brought in Roman first because that's probably the opinion that matters the least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then Logan calls in Shiv and she tells him, sell the company. It'll be easier for her career, but he can keep it for sentimental reasons. She says, restructure for the future, get rid of news, and expand Parks and Cruises. She says she doesn't want to take over, and she pitches Tom. So
and then Logan Roy's like, when she says Tom's name, and then they just keep talking about it. So Tom is not even an afterthought for Logan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, which she should know, because didn't he already shit on Tom to her, saying like, why are you lowering yourself and marrying Tom?
But they still keep promoting him because there is a certain trajectory ladder that kissing up will get
a yes person. Yeah. So he says, if we fight, I have to keep Kendall. She says, if Kendall takes over, she'll sell her shares to Sandy and Stewie because she's like, fuck Kendall now.
Sorry, I put Stewie. It's Stu. Stewie's from Family Guy.
Okay.
I don't know why it says Stewie.
It's Stu. So then Logan tells Shiv, I'd like to ask you to be the next CEO. And she's like, I don't think I'm the right person. And mostly because she doesn't believe that he's being real right now. And then he says, I'm pretty smart and I think you are. And then he tells her, if you don't come on as CEO, I'm going to sell it anyway. And he threatens to tweet that he's going to sell. And she's obviously like, no, don't do it. And so then they have this sweet moment. He gives her some kind of reassurance and they decide to keep this all a secret because she sits down with him. She's like, I need to figure out a way to deal with Tom. I need to figure out a way to deal with my brothers. So they decide to get her up to speed over the next several months and figure out how to tell everybody then.
I don't know, man. Manipulation. What do you think? Because she said she was going to sell.
Well, think about it. He realized that a bunch of his children are working against him and he's figuring out how to neutralize them all. With Kendall, he's completely mind fucking the shit out of him. And with Shiv, he's like, if I tell her that I might give it to her, she's going to now change course from all the stuff she's doing with Gil and whatever. Exactly. And she's not going to do that.
That's what this is about. He's trying to get her off Gil's team.
Yeah.
And then he even says at the end of all of this, when he's speaking with Shiv in the room, he says, I'm going to fast track you, get you the experience, and then we name you.
Yeah.
So that's a risk. She has to leave Gil and trust Logan Roy. I don't know.
Yeah. So crazy.
So then your favorite part?
Connor purchasing Napoleon's penis. So he's waiting to talk to his dad. Of course, his dad doesn't give a fuck to talk to him because he's not going to
He's last, yeah.
Important.
He's not even... I don't even think he gets called in.
Yeah, but while he's waiting to potentially get called in, he tells everyone that he's purchasing Napoleon's penis from some government for God knows how much money. And it's like a dried strip of beef jerky at this point.
Yeah, and then Willa even says that. She calls it beef jerky. Everyone starts making fun of him. And Connor says, it's just a package with other artifacts and letters. It's obviously not an item for curious actual scholars. He even says there's no scholarly academic reason to cut off a doctor, apparently in the 1700s, cut off Napoleon's penis. And let's be real, it can't be that big. Yeah. Considering Napoleon's height.
Yeah, and considering Napoleon complex.
Oh, shout out Napoleon. Hey, come back at us if you can.
Yeah, and so then what does Roman say? He says, what are you going to do? Get Hitler's nutsack next? And then he says, put him in a blender and make a protein shake?
Like a European leader, European Stalin-esque milkshake.
Yeah.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
A lot of blood, sweat, and semen in that. Sorry.
Ew.
Sorry, we're talking about dicks.
Yeah. But what else can we talk about? This is Succession, and Roman, it literally said this.
These are some deranged ass... Not deranged. What's the word? When you watch too much porn and your brain just turns into like kind of mush, these guys have access to everything in the entire world. They can't have a normal conversation. Everything has to be like a power trip with sarcasm and a sexual reference. I think it's like a power thing when people speak like this.
Well, if you don't have anything to do in life, then you just end up fucking around. And so your whole life is about fucking around and power. And that's like literally what they are.
Yeah, Logan Roy even calls them out, and Marsha at the last episode of season 1. You guys got this fucking playground, and now you're gonna come and try to screw me. I get everybody's point of view. I just am so happy and glad that I wasn't born into this situation, right? Like it's like some struggle is good.
Yeah, exactly. So then Shiv comes out and tells Tom that she got him a share of broadcasters.
You're right.
Yeah, she's smart too. She's manipulative. She tells him that because he'll get so excited about that, he'll forget to ask her
about herself.
She got. Yeah.
For sure.
And she doesn't want to tell him. And so she just doesn't, which is really manipulative and weird, but not the first time we've seen her do something like that. This is the second big manipulation in their like 2-week marriage.
This marriage is off to a great start. Hey, he should get her pregnant.
That's probably next episode. So then we see Logan yelling at his contractor about how that he intentionally stuffed the chimney with raccoons, and he tells the contractor he's paying him $100K, and the contractor is like, that's a $300K job. And Logan says, oh yeah, sue me. And I was like, damn, this is what fucked up rich people do, because they know that it has to be worth it for people to fight. And a lot of people, like, sometimes if you pay them a little less, it's not worth it enough for them to fight, because the money they're going to spend on fighting is going to be more than they would have gotten. And so they just make that calculation. And then he's also got deep pockets. So he's like, I'll just run you into the ground. This is so fucked up.
I think it's fucked up, but if he did put the raccoon in the chimney, then, that's pretty fucked up too. So somebody put it
Yeah,
there. If it was
you're
the
right.
contractor, then I would do the same thing. I'd be like, you get the fuck out of here. I'm going to pay you $100,000. $100,000 to Logan Roy's nothing, right? So you could
yeah,
easily pay him
but
$300,000.
also, I feel like Logan Roy must have done some shady shit for him to put the raccoons in the chimney. Like,
yeah,
I don't
was
think,
a strange scene.
Yeah.
The smell and everything. I get it. They were setting him up to screw the contract at the end, but ultimately it has nothing to do with the story other than to show Logan Roy is a complete fucking ridiculous egomaniac.
Yeah, and then what does he say, Sameem?
My lawyer used to work for the Justice Department. Who's your lawyer? Fucking Mr. Magoo. Hey, we know someone that works at the Justice Department.
Do we?
Yasmin, Muslim matchmaker lady.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't she a lawyer at the Department of Justice? That's what it says on her bio. It's touring comedian as well.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's Logan Roy's lawyer.
Maybe. Who knows?
Shout out.
At dinner, shout out. At dinner, Logan tells the family that he wants the company to be the biggest media conglomerate in the world and to compete with tech. And then Roman is not happy because Logan names Kendall and Roman as co-COOs. And Roman thinks that Roman should do it himself, which I don't know why, because he sucks at everything. Then he goes, it could be Jerry. Jerry's great. It can be anyone, but it won't be Jerry. And Jerry's like, okay.
She literally is
like,
like, she's like, thank you. Because he's like, Jerry's great. And that's all she heard, right? She just wants the validation, but it ain't going to be Jerry. It's never the lawyer.
Yeah.
It's never lead counsel becomes CEO because you guys are too good at what you do. You don't want to be CEO. We need you as lawyers.
You don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then he takes Kendall to shove raccoons up another guy's chimney, quote unquote. And we see that what that is Kendall walks into the office for the negotiation with Stu and Sandy instead of Logan. And Stu is there, and Stu gives him obviously a really hard time, justifiably so. Stu says, how did he get at you? There's a human thing in front of you, he says, meaning himself. He's like, I'm a freaking human, flesh and blood standing in front of you. Yeah, talk to me. And he says, yeah, I saw your plan, and my dad's plan is better. And Stu's like, fuck you, you silver spoon motherfucker. And he deserves that.
Yeah. And then he's like, you parsimonious fool. And I was like, parsimonious? So I Googled it. And I didn't know rich people had such vocabularies because parsimonious means unwilling to spend money or use resources, stingy or frugal. If I used it in a sentence, it would be even the parsimonious Joe paid for drinks all round. So that's what Stu called Kendall. Rich people have quite the vocabulary for insults. You don't have to just say, fuck you, you fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. You could say parsimonious fool.
Yeah. So Kendall delivers a message from Logan to Stu and Sandy. And what he says is that if they are not going to back down, Logan will bleed cash and go to jail before letting them take over. He will fuck their wives and kill their pets. Stu and Sandy just look at each other, and Sandy says, let's start the process then, shall we? And that's the end of the episode.
Shit. So here we go. Logan Roy, he's going to destroy these fools by the end of season 2. Stu and Sandy are fucked because we know there's season 3 and 4 of Succession.
Yeah. Yes.
But Kendall, I like how at the end of it, they went to go shove raccoons up people's chimneys, meaning Sandy and Stu.
Yeah.
And Logan doesn't come in. He says, tell him I'm making a phone call. And Stu is like, what is this, 1987 power move? And it totally is. It's such a 1987 power move. And it kind of worked because he didn't come in.
Yeah. It's really crazy because what is Kendall now? He's like a shell of a human who's a parrot. I don't know.
Give me 500 million. I'll go shell and reek myself as well.
You see how Logan has neutralized all of his children and figured out a way to manipulate and use them all. It's kind of insane. I'm just waiting for him to really, really get into Roman.
Well, Roman hasn't really done anything that allows Logan to come after him because he keeps saying you're the best. Even in season 1, he raises his hand and then Logan Roy literally says, you better be smelling your fucking armpit. And then Roman says, against the motion. So he's so fucking scared. He's been reeked a long time ago because one thing that we missed in this episode, by the way, was when they are doing that round robin of saying if they should sell or not.
Insulting each other. Yeah.
Insulting each other and like not trusting each other. at one point, Shiv brings up that Roman used to get beat by a slipper or something like that, and we can't actually talk, Dad. And then Logan Roy literally says, well, I'm not going down memory lane here. He doesn't give a fuck. So all these kids are reeked from day one.
Okay, so if you had to rename this episode, what would you rename it?
I think I've renamed it several times. Kendall is reeked. Kendall got reeked. Kids got reeked. Kids got manipulated and reeked. If you've seen Game of Thrones, you've seen Succession. I don't know.
Yeah.
This shit is... Yeah. It's too obvious. How are people living today and not knowing that you're getting ripped off and or manipulated? Stop teaching kids about Common Core math and stuff. Let's start teaching them some common world problems, including how to get out of situations that you might be getting screwed. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but I think like...
I think it does.
I don't get... I've gotten screwed in my life. Of course I have, but... I will sooner say go fuck yourself to somebody than sign a deal if I don't want to sign it. So I may be a lot different than other people, but this show turns me the fuck off, and I might go back to work though.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to rename this episode, I would rename it Fox Up a Chimney. That's what I would rename it.
Dead Fox Up a Chimney though.
Yeah.
That's a great reference because this is supposed to be Fox News.
Oh.
Good job. I don't think you meant to do that.
But here I am being so punny and creative. I agree with you about Common Core math too. I feel like if I went to school in these times, like grade school, I think that they would diagnose me with like 10 different learning disabilities because if I had to learn math using Common Core and learn how to read not with phonics, I would be unable to learn anything. And then they would tell me like I need a Ritalin or something like that.
And we were taught by boomers, and then they're going to tell you to teach your kids as not a boomer. Right? So then you have to switch up everything. You're totally correct. But overall, I'm pretty excited for season 2. All you listeners, are you excited? ChaiAfterDark at ChaiAfterDark.com. If you've seen Succession, by the way, and you've seen the whole thing through, don't email us and spoil it.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, but you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Chai After Dark. Listen to us on all podcast platforms and give us a 5-star ratings, please. Also, if you're on Apple, write us a little review. We'd love to hear it. Only positive stuff.
Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh, shit. My septum's about to fall out. I gotta beat it.
Ew.